right, we're here again, 3rd and 3 with Coach Roger Holmes. I'm Jason Holcomb, joined as always with Coach Holmes. We've got a lot to talk about and a little bit of time to talk about it in, so we're going to try to get right to it. Coach, last week you got your first taste of real action out at Twiggs County. Give us a brief little synopsis of what exactly took place.
Well, one of our big question marks and one of our things we felt pretty good about was several different kids in the offensive backfield that could make plays and do things, and that was exemplified. I thought we did a good job there. Running the football as the game progressed, I felt like we got a little better with it. Our sophomore quarterback had a pretty solid night for his first time under the lights without anybody in the huddle, and Rodriguez Martin did a really good job. And so overall, I thought offensively as the night progressed, we got a little better. From the defensive side, the same. I really thought we tackled really well for the first scrimmage. Usually early in the season, tackling is a problem, but we tackled well. We had a defensive score with Holden Baisden on an interception return. That was big. And in our kicking game, it was great to see Bryce Watson and Tone Lee both as place kickers get their extra points through the uprights and do some good things. And Bryce did a great job on his kickoff. So there were a lot of positive bright spots, but now we got to get ready for the one that counts.
Yeah, and one of the things that I wanted to touch on real quick about last week, do you feel like the weather, it seemed to cause a little aggravation, slow the game down? Do you feel like that's good to get that out of the way so the kids are familiar with that type and how to get back into the rhythm?
Well, and we talked about that the other night when we went in. I said, guys, this is not a bad thing. I said, we may, in South Georgia, this time of the year, you're going to have late afternoon thunderstorms. So I said, hey, we've got to learn to adjust to adverse situations. This is a great time for us. Hey, sit down. Let's use this just like it's a halftime and adjust to the things that we've already dealt with. So, my biggest concern, obviously is conditioning, and I felt like we did well with that the other night, but we were able to play extended time with our young players. It was built in to give us some rest time. So, all in all, good experience.
Well, now the real experience takes place this Friday. You're going to head down to Reedsville and hope folks will take a chance to come down and watch you guys kick off the 2016 season. You talked briefly the other day about this team. There sounds like a traditional team, sounds like a big team. Give us a little bit about what you're prepping for Tatnall.
Number one, a lot of players. I think there's only one guy that we've identified that plays on both sides of the ball, and he's a wide receiver. So all their linemen are going one way. From an offensive standpoint, their quarterbacks make them go. They're a spread offense, and those quarterbacks run the football and throw it well. A tremendous running back, number 26. Not a real big kid, but runs hard. You better wrap him up when you tackle him because he's got playmaking ability. Defensively, I think the first thing that jumps out to you is no one on their defense is wearing a lineman number.
Wow.
Okay, so they've got good speed as well as size up front defensively. They play one defensive front, and they depend on playing it very well. Kicking game is an area that scrimmages are hard to really get a good judge off a kicking game, but I look for it to be certainly one of those nights where we've got to play extremely well. For me, I guess I'm going into 35th year of coaching high school football, wow. And what I've found over those 35 years, that's what I'm saying. For me, I think what I find, Jason, is teams often don't win the first game of the year. Teams lose the first game of the year. So for us, it's about covering all the little things that can happen in a game so your kids aren't surprised. Take care of the football, eliminate penalties, and you got a chance to win the first one. It doesn't matter who you're playing.
Well, and as we all know, it's a long season. Want to try to learn every week because, as you've always said, you're trying to get ready for the next game and hopefully get to that 11th game and then beyond. And speaking of the next game, we don't want to step over this week's game, but we also recognize that we're looking forward to welcoming folks back to Shamrock Bowl. Wanted to give you a chance to talk about season ticket sales and to encourage people to come out and support us when we do return back to Shamrock Bowl.
Season tickets should go on sale Wednesday of this week, tomorrow, which would be the 17th, and they'll be on sale right up till game time on Friday. We encourage you to buy your season ticket, reserve seats, and one thing we're going to do this year is we've got a few chairback seats that are available in the middle. if you want to purchase a chair back seat for this season only, and you would buy the reserve seat ticket, and you would buy it for $60, and that gives you that chair back seat for this season.
Okay.
Now, if you want to make that your permanent seat, it's a $150 one-time fee, and then buy your season tickets every year, and it remains your chair. So take advantage of those chair back seats, because they are nice in the course of a long game. And if it's your seat, we're in the playoffs, who knows? We might be in the state semifinals here in the Shamrock Bowl, and you got first choice. You know, a lot of our people remember the years back when the Shamrock Bowl was full for the state championship games. Those people had those reserved chair back seats. They didn't have to worry about fighting the crowd and getting a seat, because their chair is their chair. But we can take care of all that at the board office in their normal working hours, which I think are from 8 to 5.
Right.
So check in on the Dublin board, and let's get these reserved seat and season ticket passes taken care of, and shorten our lines and get in and out. And veterans, big 4A school rolling in here in 2 weeks, and home openers are always exciting.
Well, we want to make sure that you take an opportunity to come out and see some Irish football. If you can't make it to Reedsville, we've got veterans coming home next week, and if not, then come and see us. We've got a good product going to come out, and we're going to try to do the best every week to support our Irish football. This has been 3rd and 3 with Coach Roger Holmes. Thank you.